Hi, Jamal.
Hi Shay, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Fantastic. Great to be speaking with you again.
Lovely to be speaking to you. What are your thoughts on when people say your name right or when they say your name wrong? We've been talking about this throughout the show. I've had so many different perspectives. Is it important for you that people say your name correctly?
I think it's important for everyone to make sure they get each other's names correct. One of the things we teach at the leadership program is an element of communication. And part of communication, we say the most important sound to somebody is actually their name. And if you murder their name, then it's going to leave a bad taste for them of how they perceive you.
Look at that. Look at what you just said, when you murder their name. My goodness, those are strong, powerful words, hey? When you annihilate someone's name, it stays with them.
Exactly, because the name is the most important sound to them, right? And it's actually part of who they are. And if you're getting it wrong, or sometimes completely wrong, then what does that do for their esteem? Especially like when you mentioned earlier in board meetings, are you talking about them? Are you talking about a colleague they don't know about? Is there someone new on the team? It's really important to be clear about who it is that you're talking about. And if you respect those individuals, we all should be respecting each other as humans as a basic. But if you respect your colleagues, then there is no way you should be getting their names wrong.
What would you say to someone tuning in right now thinking, look, Jamal, you're right. I never, ever purposefully say someone's name wrong. But then if that individual doesn't tell me I'm wrong, I'm going to keep on saying it.
So I work with new people all the time.
Okay.
I train new people every week. And some of the names are more difficult. And I always say to them, I'm going to do my best to pronounce your name, see if I can get it right. If I'm wrong, please let me know.
Okay.
Don't ever let me say your name incorrectly.
Okay.
And then I have a go at saying their name, and people love that I tried, and then they'll correct me. But I've already given them permission to correct me, and I say, I'm holding you to account. And people actually smile, and they see that I'm making the effort to know that their name is important to them, and I'm giving them that importance, and they actually love it.
How does it work for you? Have people ever said your name incorrectly?
Oh, yeah, all the time. I mean, let's be honest, it's the ethnic names that most people in this country seem to struggle with, right?
And we're so ethnically diverse. I mean, say that again. Hold on. Jamal, what did you say?
People call me Jamil, people call me Jamal, people call me all sorts of things. I mean, when I go abroad, people add like a G to it. So, for example, if I'm in an Arab country, they might call me Gamal because of the way they pronounce certain letters from the phonetic alphabet. So that's okay, because I know other people with that same name in those countries are pronounced that way. But when someone gets it completely wrong, like gives you a name of somebody you're not, then it's important to make sure that they understand. The first thing we need to kind of come with the mindset is everyone is doing the best they can with the knowledge and resources available to them. So they're doing the best they can, thinking they pronounce your name correctly. Because it's not about showing them up or embarrassing them. It's about saying, hey, I love that you tried to pronounce my name. It's actually pronounced Jamal. You say it with me, Jamal, and people are, Jamal. Right, great, thank you. And people actually appreciate the fact that you corrected them, because nobody likes making a mistake and then keep on making that mistake without knowing they've made that mistake.
But look, I think you're coming from this. I think it's a very philosophical perspective, isn't it, Jamal? You just said you've got to assume people are doing the best they can. But then in the same breath, you also said people tend to get the ethnically diverse names wrong. I mean, isn't that just a microaggression then? If the only names you're going to get right are the Western names, or, the quote-unquote English names, there's something wrong, surely. We celebrate, don't we, in London, how multicultural we are, and yet we can't even get a name correct.
You're absolutely right. We do celebrate diversity, and we want to see increased representation. But if in the board meetings you can't get your ethnic colleagues' names right, how is that going to get them to speak up? How is that showing them you value them and that you how highly you think of them, if you can't get something as basic as getting somebody's name right? So it's important that we correct people when they get our names wrong, because they might be sending lots of praise about you, and other people will be hearing this name and this great person, but they have no idea it's you they're talking about because they've completely got your name wrong.
I think a lot of people would like to aspire to be like you, to assume people are doing the best they can. It's not always the case. Jamal saying Sheikh, sometimes people call me Gamal, sometimes they call me Jamil. He's clearly had to deal with it, but what I take away from that is he says, actually, let's be honest, he says, it's usually the ethnically diverse names people get wrong.